We start with breaking news from the Browns. Quinshon Judkins, one of the team's top 2025 draft picks, has been arrested and is facing a serious charge of domestic violence.
So the Cleveland Browns curse strikes once again. Quinshon Judkins, as of this morning, was arrested in Florida for battery and domestic violence. Another young Cleveland player throwing away their career for no reason. And the Browns just astound me with how they continue to do this and make bad mistakes over and over again. Judkins never really caused any problems at Ohio State, but I've heard rumors before that he is not the most high character guy, but I wasn't the one to judge him before he made any mistakes, and I really don't want to overreact and lose it in this video because this is not a franchise altering type of thing. But the things that happen to the Browns is just getting hilarious. Like, there's no way continuously a pro team can have the type of things and bad luck happen to them for decades and decades in a row. But here we are. And the thing that makes me so mad is that Travion Henderson and Judkins were basically the same quality of a player. They both had different skill sets, but it's safe to say that it was a toss-up between the two. And wouldn't you know, the Browns chose the wrong guy. Surprise, surprise. Just kidding, not really. Travion Henderson is the ultimate role model and teammate. He sparked the whole Christian movement with the Buckeyes. And on top of that, he is explosive in the backfield and really can do it all. I still remember that screen he took to the house against Texas. That was like probably the play of the season. Again, I'm not saying from a ceiling perspective that Judkins was a bad pick, but of course the Browns picked the wrong guy. As a fan, it's just another punch right in the stomach. Again, I know Quinshon's career is not over and he can bounce back. We've seen rookies kind of learn from their mistakes before. It was a bad one though, and it's definitely not the first impression you want to put on the coaching staff. And with him not signing his contract yet, who knows what will happen. And what makes this news hurt even more as a Browns fan is that the Browns did not pay Nick Chubb his $5 million to stay, and now he is in Texas. I wonder if this would have happened 4 weeks ago, if it would have changed their decision or not. But I guess what happened, and all we can do now is move forward. Real quick, before I continue on with this video talking about the Judkins situation and everything going on with the Browns right now, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so let's take a look at the official write-up / report, whatever you want to call it, on this Judkins situation and what actually happened. So, the incident happened in Fort Lauderdale, according to the arrest report from the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Judkins was arrested and faces a single charge under Florida relating to touch or strike / battery / domestic violence. There is no bond amount set for Judkins yet, and his charge status is pending trial according to police records. Per the Florida Criminal Code, Judkins faces a charge of battery in which a person actually and intentionally touches or strikes another person against the will of the other, typically a first-degree misdemeanor that carries a penalty of a definite term of imprisonment not exceeding 1 year and a $1,000 fine. We all know how this kind of stuff works for athletes, especially people in the NFL. They get out and get a second chance. But again, this is all about what impression he sets for the Browns and also what kind of suspension, if any, the NFL gives him. This definitely sucks because Judkins was lined up on the depth chart to most likely be the RB2 right away. He was going to be a focal point of the offense, especially in the red zone, with him being a power back. And I just don't get it, man. I know people are raised in different surroundings with different values, and some people just don't know how to control their emotions, and I'm not one of those people that can like speak on this stuff because I don't come from that, but how on earth could you work your whole entire life to get to the NFL and finally get there, be in a situation where you're probably going to actually play and then potentially throw it all away? It's just so dumb. Obviously, we don't really know what happened though. We don't have the whole story, so I don't have any real place to talk. Usually these incidents are caused from somebody else provoking them, like the Kareem Hunt situation, but still, you can't retaliate no matter what it is. You have to be able to control your emotions and think about what's ahead, because some people have absolutely nothing to lose, and they know that, and they will do anything to make you throw away what you got, and that is exactly what we saw here. Anyways, let's take a look at some of Quinshon Judkins' numbers through his collegiate career so we can see what the Browns are potentially missing out on. Obviously, his stats were kind of weird because last year he did split carries, but his impact was undeniable. 2022 was actually statistically his best season, where he broke out for 1,567 yards and 17 touchdowns at Ole Miss, and funny enough, he also had exactly 17 in 2023 as well. Last year at Ohio State, Judkins rushed for 1,060 yards. He had a huge run, nearly taking it to the end zone in the championship against Notre Dame. He did also have 161 yards in the receiving game, which was the best of his collegiate career, so he really diversified his production. And since he was used in the red zone so much as a power back, he had 16 touchdowns despite having way less carries than years before. But I guess I gotta be realistic now. Let's take a look at what the Browns running back room would and will look like without Judkins in it, because it is a real possibility we don't see him for at least the first half of the season, and with him still being unsigned, maybe we won't see him at all. Because I know the Browns are in a tough spot since they have no money because of the Watson mistake, but the Browns need to be stern. They need to keep only high character players around in the locker room. That's how Mike Tomlin and the Steelers built themselves. There has to be a punishment and accountability if you can't keep your act together. Nobody can be above another, and if you allow one guy to mess up like that, then the whole team can. And the Browns have to fix the locker room. It's a must. That's the only way they're ever going to actually change the culture, and it just seems like that's a problem they can't solve. So if Judkins somehow is gone, the running back room would be down to Jerome Ford, Dylan Sampson, and Pierre Strong. And in my eyes, that's only one proven back. I think Ford is above average overall, but he has not proven he can take on a load for an entire season. I'm not saying this couldn't be the year, but if there's no Judkins, that's a lot to put on his plate. Dylan Sampson has been used a lot in early practices in the passing game out of the backfield, and last season at Tennessee, he absolutely broke out into a superstar. Statistically, he was a lot better than Judkins, even though he got more handoffs. He ended the year with 1,491 rushing yards and 22 touchdowns. That's a big number that stands out, and he rushed for just under 6 yards a carry. Because Sampson was used so much last season, I think he is prepared for a heavy workload if that's what 2025 comes to, but you never know how a rookie is going to jump to the NFL. The talent is so much different. Instead of going up against 1 or 2 NFL caliber linemen, now you're going against 5 athletic freaks that can do it all. Obviously the O-line makes up for it a bit because it's more talented on both ends, but also just in terms of the secondary, speed is not going to win the race every time. You really have to adapt the way you play, and for a late round guy, being right in that RB2 role is a lot to ask for. But nonetheless, the Browns aren't screwed with the room if Judkins is out, and who knows, he might not even be done. He may get a second chance from both the team and the NFL, but this is a really bad look for Judkins after promising to set a new standard and change the culture. But it's the Browns, you can never believe that kind of stuff anyways. We are now about 2 weeks away from the start of training camp, and I think this news is going to really affect the way the Browns do things and the reps they give in terms of the backs. They're going to have to make sure Sampson is ready to go and knows exactly what he needs to do, which is both scary but also an exciting opportunity because we all know he is more than capable. That's really all I have to say for this video though. Let me know what you think about this situation in the comments below. Should the Browns bench Judkins, suspend him? Should they just not even sign him at all? It's an interesting spot and just a horrible thing to happen at this moment before the start of the season, but it is what it is. All you can do at this point is move forward and figure things out from there. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point in the video, and if you enjoyed, please be sure to smash that like and subscribe button if you have not yet, because your support truly means the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.